Episode 5 of MobLand Season 1, Funeral for Friend, continues where Episode 4, Rat Trap, left off, and like the title of that episode, Funeral for a Friend falls short of its title. Yes, there is a funeral, and in the first film, Tommy Stevenson, Felix Edwards, and Eddie Harrigan, Anson Boone, seemed to be on the verge of becoming friends, but Eddie repeatedly stabbed him and had a nightclub owner hack him up. A funeral? Yes. For a companion? Not at all. We're just now reaching Tommy's burial, for episodes after the death of the only son of criminal Lord Richie, Jeff Bell, and his ill-tempered wife Vron, Annie Cooper. The inert plots that have spun out of Tommy, a character about whom we know very little, have sputtered as the feeble line that has woven its way through the first half of MobLand. Even the one chain that connected the episodes has now been neatly filed off. However, the episode's biggest plot twist isn't even that. Going over every element of MobLand's uneven storyline is a little futile. The series has never relied on tying decisions to motivations. Most of the time, the characters just do whatever is necessary to get from point A to point B, regardless of whether it aligns with the information we have been given about their expertise, intelligence, or personality. Just be aware that the plot becomes much more convoluted in Episode 5, Funeral for a Friend, and that there aren't nearly as many shocks to keep you halfway engaged as there have been in earlier chapters. As the season draws to a close, there is still no cohesive narrative, and plots are added and removed at will. Although Richie claims he doesn't want to start a war, I still believe Tommy's passing would be the impetus. So fucking awful. Then why the dance and song? Why do the Harrigans choose to implement an overly elaborate plot that includes concealed firearms and grenades in the Stevensons' home because they are so terrified of them? Even the showrunners seem to be caught off guard by Richie's capitulation because they instantly backtrack in the last 10 minutes. Maeve, Helen Mirren, goes rogue and blows up Richie's wife in the episode's last scene. Episodes 1 to 4 seem to have never even occurred. MobLand has a strong penchant for spectacle, as evidenced by the montages and needle drops that warn you to pay attention. However, these moments fall flat if you don't understand how or why they relate to one another, and you hardly recognize the persons impacted. I was interested by Pierce Brosnan as Conrad for the first few episodes, and while I got bored of Mirren as Maeve almost instantaneously, I was still wondering about what she would make of this part. I'm now certain that the two legendary actors are terribly miscast. They either need their storylines to align with the rest of MobLand, or they are in a totally separate program. While criticizing James Bond's and Queen Elizabeth II's skills is foolish, this is more an example of poor management. When Brosnan and Mirren argue at funerals about trout or about kids, it seems like they're acting out a farce. It doesn't provide much humorous relief. It detracts from the meager seriousness MobLand sometimes strives for and is odd. Although Maeve and Conrad are viewed like untouchable masterminds, they don't follow the norms of this universe and are happy to act when they feel like it. I have no idea when they will get their retribution in MobLand, but it has gotten to the point where neither success nor failure will be gratifying. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.